So I get a lot of questions about leaving my scope out 24/7, 365 days a year. And so I thought I'd go over how I have this set up with you. Let me get cleaned up around here, and it's supposed to be the third good night in January right now, and we're almost done with January. So I'm going to take advantage of it, get cleaned up around here, and then let me show you what I've got going on here. This is the TeleGizmos 365 cover, and then I want to show you what I have going on inside as well. But the TeleGizmos cover is the core of this system that allows me to leave the scope outside full time. So yeah. All right, so my cover system is completely custom, and I work with Bob over at TeleGizmos to build this custom cover for me. And so he made this cover, and then I call them Pier pants. But this skirt here that kind of helps keep, you know, snow accumulation off the bottom of the pier and off of the service panels and stuff like that. This is a bungee that comes with it, and this is really important. You do need to cinch up the bottom of this cover, because in a high wind it is possible that this can get caught and lifted off the scope. I've seen it happen. So making sure that this is cinched down low is better, because it doesn't put as much pressure you know, on the scope itself. So coming down a little bit, and then this also helps thermally, and I'll show you here in just a minute what I have going on inside. But yeah, let's go ahead and take this off. So yeah, the cover itself, I'll go over this in more detail in just a minute, but this cover allows me to park my telescope in multiple positions, which I like to do, especially when it's really severe weather. I like to not park in a north celestial pole position, but I like to lay the telescope flat, get it out of the wind, get it lower, keep the center of gravity low, and this cover helps me by accommodating that. I'll show you that when we put this back together. And then the Pier skirt. Has Velcro, so that I can just wrap it. Now, the most important thing for having your telescope out 24/7, 365 is these desiccant packs. You have to control the moisture, humidity levels. So this is winter, summer, whenever, you have to control that. And I use these, I got two 500-gram desiccant packs. These are rechargeable. I keep one low and one high. And then occasionally I weigh them. When they get to 650 grams, you need to throw them in the oven. I put them in the oven at about, I don't know, about 250 degrees, a little lower, and for 3 or 4 hours. And these will These will recharge, dry out. They'll be back down close to 500 grams, and they're good for another month or so. Now down over here, this gold tube here, this is a safe dehumidifier, and it's actually, it's not warm per se. It's not cold either though. So this is just gives like a really gentle heat. I have this on with some magnets here. I actually need to make these a little bit stronger. The cool thing about the lower skirt or the Pier pant, this comes up and that encloses this and allows that heat to not escape, you know, from this. And then this helps with keeping the inside of the cover while it's covered up just above dew point. So I'm able to maintain about 7 to 8 degrees above dew point inside here, and so everything always stays perfectly dry, no condensation, and it works out really well. So this just plugs into my service box and runs. I have a switch, I can turn this off, and that combined with the desiccant packs controls the entire environment. Now, when it's really, really cold out, sub-freezing, sub-zero, I will turn on the dew heater as well inside the cover, and that'll keep the top area of the cover warm as well as being warmed from below. And then the only other consideration is, since this is a little bit warmer than it is outside, then there's a little bit of acclimation time. So I will pull the cover off a little bit early before imaging, like I'm doing now. And that will allow everything to acclimate to temperature, slowly, and then be ready for my night of imaging. So I'm gonna go and put this in a low position because I want to show you how this all goes back together in the other configuration. So I'll be right back. So yeah, so this is my low park position, and this is where I like it to be. As I said, when we've got more severe weather, this is a safer position. It's not as much of a wind sail, and I feel better about that. But what I wanted to show you with this position is the cover configuration. Fits both the NCP and this. Because of the custom stitching and the design that Bob at TeleGizmos 365 did for me. It's cold. All right. So in this configuration, we can go over the top. And I'll have to walk around a little bit and make sure we're not catching on things. There we go. So in this configuration, there's a triangle cut on top here that goes the length of the scope. When it's in the NCP position, we're still in the same orientation, but this is a little extra and it just folds over. But when we're in this low position, we fill up this entire triangle with the weights down here to the telescope and image train in the back. And then this fits over and covers the entire scope. I would normally put the skirt on before I did this, so that's covered all the way down to the ground, and then would cinch this up. So yeah, anyway, so this system I've been doing and using TeleGizmos for about 3 years now. And my first one was with a different telescope. When I got this one, the cover that I had just barely fit on this one. So I reached out to Bob and told him I had an idea for what I'd like to do, but I like to park low sometimes and high. Can we design a cover that works for both? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. We can put this together. And so anyway, did a bunch of measurements and figured it out together, and he made me this. And then, yeah, just a few weeks ago, he made me that skirt before we got into our severe weather here that we've had. It's not a horrible, large amount of snow, but it was really, really windy and sub-freezing temperatures. And this is just doing great. I am absolutely comfortable with the protection that this provides for me. And yeah, so anyway, I hope that answers your questions, because I do get them quite frequently about, you know, how do I go about doing this? And so I hope that, you know, if you're interested in doing something like this, you'll check out TeleGizmos, because I think they're second to none and better than any cover that's available on the market. You know, you can certainly you can find them out, you know, at your retailers, I believe Agena and High Point, but you can certainly reach out directly to Bob over off his website at TeleGizmos and email him and inquire about getting a cover made for yourself if you so desire. I know he has a whole series of in-stock items, and you know, so he may have one that's already fits your scope and the way that you like to configure it. But if you have special needs like I did here for this type of configuration, that's versatile, then, you know, you can certainly talk to Bob about what your needs may be there. I'm sure he'd be glad to help you. So anyway, thanks again. I hope this answers your questions. If you do have more questions about, you know, my system, you know, leave them down in the comments or hit me up over my Discord. Links down in the description. And yeah, anyway, I hope that this helps you decide on how you'd like to keep your scope out in the elements, but protect it so that you can conserve your time and be imaging faster every night. So I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the TeleGizmos 365 series details, specifically its design and why it's different from a typical telescope cover or tarp. I also want to preface this by saying that I'm not sponsored by TeleGizmos. I purchased my cover system with my own money, and I have no deals with TeleGizmo. They're a great small business that offers exceptional customer service, and they produce the finest telescope cover available. I enjoy doing business with TeleGizmos, and the owner, Bob, is very personable, friendly, and always happy to work with me for my needs for customization that reach outside of what's readily available off the shelf. You can find TeleGizmos 365 covers on Agena, High Point, directly from TeleGizmos. I'll have links in the description. They're also available on other stores, and I'll pop up a screenshot of the TeleGizmos website here and show you some of the other places that it's available. So you saw this cover in use outside at the scope, and now I want to give you a straightforward overview of the design and materials and what it's intended for. The 365 series is it's built for continuous outdoor use. It's designed for equipment that stays outside 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, year-round, 365 days. So it's simple to remove and prep for imaging sessions, as well as quickly recover if unexpected weather pops up. Its design features include protection from sun exposure, heat, rain, wind, dust, snow, sleet, hail, pretty much any weather you can throw at it. So TeleGizmo specifically designed this series to handle that level of exposure, and they back it with a warranty that covers full-time outdoor use. So it's a dual layer construction, And both of these layers matter. On the inside is a radiant barrier, and this liner reflects radiant heat and helps prevent heat buildup under the cover. It also acts as a secondary moisture barrier, adding protection if the water ever makes it past the outer layer. I found that with the addition of desiccant packs, I'm able to control humidity inside the cover year-round, as well as keep my equipment above the dew point to ensure no condensation occurs inside the cover. On the outside is a heavy acrylic-coated woven polyester shell, and this outer layer is what handles weather, UV exposure, abrasion, and physical wear. Together, the two layers create a system that's designed to protect equipment for long periods without needing constant attention. So what matters in practice? This fabric is thick, it's durable, and it's resistant to tearing and abrasion. It resists UV exposure and mildew, which is critical for outdoor and the equipment that lives underneath the cover. It's also highly water resistant. The material is tested to withstand concentrated water spray at pressure without allowing moisture through, which matters during heavy rain or wind-driven storms. Another important detail is that the fabric has very little stretch or shrinkage, which helps the cover maintain a proper fit over time instead of loosening or pulling as seasons change. The inner radiant barrier, which is a heat and moisture control barrier, this liner has a main job of reflecting radiant heat away from the equipment underneath, which helps keep internal temperatures more stable during hot and sunny conditions. It's also waterproof, so it adds a second layer of defense against moisture intrusion, even if the outer shell is stressed by weather. The inner liner is still there doing its job no matter what the weather conditions are, and if there is in some type of compromise of the outer liner, which I have never experienced. So real-world testing, TeleGizmos didn't design this cover in isolation. The 365 series has been tested over extended periods in a range of harsh environments. That includes desert heat, high UV exposure, coastal humidity, high altitude conditions, and areas with wide temperature swings. The goal is to make sure that the cover holds up, not just in one climate, but across very different weather patterns. I have personally been using TeleGizmos 365 covers for over 3 years now and can attest to this durability and the performance of these covers. I also take them with me when I'm traveling so that I can protect my gear while at wilderness dark sky sites when anything could happen. The 365 series includes a 1-year warranty that explicitly covers full-time outdoor use. If the cover fails due to material or manufacturing defect during that period, TeleGizmos will repair or replace it. The warranty is transferable and covers both materials and labor. Normal wear over time isn't covered, which is expected for any fabric product used outside. My key takeaway is this: the TeleGizmos 365 series isn't just a dust cover or short-term solution. It's designed as a long-term outdoor protection system for mounted telescopes and observatory-style setups. They even have covers for travel packs and for tables and things like that. You can check them out on their website. They have a whole series of products for different purposes. If your equipment stays outside full-time between sessions, this cover is built specifically for that. And I hope you'll go check them out. I definitely stand behind them, and I wanted to let you know. I know I get a lot of questions about leaving my gear out and how I'd go about that, and I hope that this video has helped you understand how I approach leaving my equipment out and protecting it from season to season, year-round, and now on the Pier. And TeleGizmos 365 covers are the core of that system, and that allows me to do that. So if you're interested in this at all, I hope you'll check out TeleGizmos. Again, I'm not sponsored in any way, but I definitely recommend that if this is something you're interested in doing, even if it's not 24/7, 365, if you just want to have a nice cover that does what it's supposed to do, even if it's part-time, this is the cover for you. All right, well, I really appreciate you, and thank you very much. And if you have any questions, certainly hit me up in the comment. And hey, over on Discord, we have a conversation over there as well. Links are in the description. My name is Doug, and this is Astro AF.